Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hello and welcome today with another video by me, your host, as I say, and also joined by me by Kylie as well. Did I say that right?
Hello. Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
fine.
You can go check her work out at /deviantart.com/Kylie. Link is in description as normal. Yeah, can you tell me a bit about yourself and your art?
Yeah, I'm an artist from Germany. I mostly draw animals, mainly known for wolves, but in recent years also a bit for Undertale.
Hmm.
I'm also a photographer, and I'm currently working as a web and graphic designer.
Oh, awesome. Cool. So is your graphic design full time or?
Almost. It's 30 hours per week.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's roughly around about um. I mean, some people consider that part time, but it depends on where you are and what you're doing.
It's well, more 3/4.
Hmm.
In Germany, 40 hours is full time.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's the same here. Like 40 hours is kind of considered full time work. Um.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. Um. Yeah, so have you been in Germany all your life?
Yes, almost. I went on holidays into other countries like Denmark or the Netherlands and Switzerland, Austria. And I also studied in Ireland for about 9 months.
Hmm,
So I lived in Ireland for a short time. But
awesome.
other than that, I always lived in Germany.
Awesome. So what did you study in Ireland?
I studied computing science and with a focus on game development,
Hmm,
but
awesome.
I didn't stay in that area.
Fair enough. Was it something you're really interested in at the time?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, uh, I really wanted to learn programming, and learning how to program games was kind of the one thing that seemed to be most fun
Hmm.
about it. And yeah, but the gaming industry in Germany isn't that big. So if I had wanted to work in that area, I would have to move all across the country into other big cities, and I didn't really want that.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I've always been very interested in web design, so I took that.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah. I see you draw a lot of wolves and things. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So what mostly got you interested in that kind of thing?
Well, when I got into the internet first in when I was 14, I kind of stumbled upon that theme, wolves. I got into role playing, and for some reason, it just was wolves.
Hmm.
And yeah, I also started looking up pictures of wolves, real wolves, and I found cool photographers that took photos mainly of wolves, and that kind of got me into that. I always found them really beautiful, and I don't know, something about them just makes me want to draw and photograph them.
Yeah. I mean, they're great creatures. I mean, it's just like being a young boy wanting to draw dragons for me, all the time. And I would like to draw like dogs and things like that as well.
Mm.
The companions, the great pets, and warriors, pets, and things like that. Warrior dogs are very interesting to me. Um, and one thing that was a big character that I found really cool was from Dark Souls, where the dog has a sword in his mouth. I thought that was a very interesting character. Um,
Oh yeah.
that a lot of people might know him. If you don't, maybe look him up. He was a
I
really cool.
never, I never, yeah, I never played Dark Souls, but I met Grey Wolf with a sword.
Mm.
Es-
Yeah.
Especially now with the new Pokemon, dogs with swords are all over the internet.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen a bit of that. What is it, Sword and Shield? I think it is.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I thought that's interesting, like the dog being a character kind of humanized, yeah, ability to fight. It's really interesting to do. Um, hmm. Cute. Yeah, I saw a lot of your like photography stuff, which was really cool. I quite, most of it's on Instagram. I see, which is really
Yeah.
cool. I really, I mean, for me, I was interested in photography mostly because to get good photos of things to draw. Um,
Oh yeah.
and I believe it's a good skill to have. The use of a camera and using it properly and things like that. It can be very helpful. Do you think it's helped you in your artistic thing test?
Oh, oh yeah, definitely. When you're drawing, looking at the real thing and referencing that is really important, in my opinion. And through the lens, I get closer to certain animals that you would never be able to get close to. And I mean, photo is a still photo, but
Hmm.
while I'm looking through the lens, I still see them moving, so I can see animals moving from very close.
Hmm.
That's so I can also see how they're moving, how their muscles are moving. I think that does really help in drawing.
Yeah, it's another way to observe things, through a lens, and it's great
Yeah.
to do. Um, awesome. Have you always been like into photography as well?
Yeah, I had a grandfather who always ran around with a camera. And when I was old enough, I also wanted to run around with a camera, and I always took it from him and made terrible pictures of stuff. And yeah, later he gave me my own camera.
Awesome.
And when I got when we had internet, I saw many other people who were great photographers, and well, I wanted to be a photographer too.
Awesome. Do you have a expensive camera at the moment, or?
Yeah, it is one of the more professional ones.
Awesome.
It's a Canon 7D Mark II.
Ah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah.
can, you know what that means.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I've seen some of those. They're it's quite up there. They take great photos and everything like that. Um, I mean, I wanted one of those at some point. But
Mm,
those kind of high class cameras. But I eventually, at the time I was kind of didn't really have a lot of money. But I bought myself a camera. When I was like 14, 15, I think I was. So I only
mm,
had a couple of $100 really that had been saving up from pocket money. So that
yeah.
was my way. We had the family camera that I was using, but after that I saved up for that camera. Which it was just a simple Fuji film, and I was doing like trying to do little stop motion kind of animation things.
No,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah, it was a journey in itself. It was at the time. I was only 14, kind of figuring what I actually wanted to do. And I was really interested in that kind of thing at that point.
Hmm.
Getting into the animation industry, just creating funny animations and things like that. Um,
Oh yeah, animation is also something I'd really love to do someday.
mm. yeah, but it in the end, like, yeah, I was doing it, and I'd spend like a day moving, like, or doing Lego animations or something like that.
Hmm.
I'd spend like a
Oh yeah.
day doing it, and I might spend a couple hours of editing it after that, um, to get like what 10 seconds or something of video. So
Oh yeah.
it was very time consuming. Um,
Yes.
and at this time I had other things chewing up my time as well, with mates, hanging out with mates at that kind of age, um, and also trying to keep up with schoolwork and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So that kind of went to the leeway, but eventually I tried 3D kind of thing, but you know um, in the end I just love to draw. I was kind of
Yeah.
getting, if it was something that I was more passionate about, I would have kept going with it. But obviously, it was just a little bit of fun, just a trial and error thing. Um, hmm,
Yeah, it's hard if you're a creative person and you have several interests. It's all very time consuming, and you have to set your priorities.
hmm,
Yeah, and then some things you can't really do with that much time than others.
hmm. But I think it's like important to trial those things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's all a bit of fun sometimes. Everyone's. I think a lot of people um, have a lot of fun to begin with.
Yeah.
With this thing. Awesome. So I see you've done commissions in the past.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you done many of them? Or you still do them?
Well, I've done commissions since 2013. In the recent, since I've got since I've been employed, I haven't done that much commission work.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really have the time to really advertise myself, and the prices are also fairly old at this point.
Hmm.
I It's kind of hard to manage your time with that. I'm also working on my own website, but it's still a work in progress.
Awesome. Is
Yeah,
it like, yeah, your own personal website? It's not a.
yeah, my own personal website where I introduce my art and my photography.
Awesome. What's interested you about making your own personal website?
Well, I'm a web designer, so this. I mean, I've ever since I started using the internet, I was interested in making websites,
Hmm.
and I mean, from a marketing standpoint, it's the most logical and best thing you can do is to have a place where you can guide people to that want to see your work.
Hmm.
And I mean, there are websites like Instagram and yeah, DeviantArt, but there is not just your things on there, so it can distract people that want to
Hmm.
look at your work. It's kind of like your when you give them your DeviantArt account, then they can see other stuff
Hmm.
that maybe they don't even want to see, or they see other artists and think, well, maybe I like that artist better. But when you have a website where just your stuff, where you have cleanly explained everything you do, and that's just the ideal thing for marketing yourself.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they can be like very helpful, um, to have. And I mean, there's so many ways to do it these days. Back probably 7 years ago, it was like really hard to kind of go about making your own website. You kind of had to code everything, and you had to,
Yeah,
um, you know, create a web page, and you have to, pay for the web pages and stuff like that. Um, but these days, there's so many options out there. There's those ones that have like templates for you, and you just play around with
yeah,
all that kind of thing. And there's also, with the art station, you can actually, I'm pretty sure you can buy your own like domain with that and still have it as
Yeah.
a like art station, um,
Mm.
which is it's very cool to have that too. There's those options out there, um, which is, yeah, I find that really interesting, and I feel like it's harder, like there's audiences already there at like ArtStation and those sites, um,
Mm.
and things like that. But there's not it's not many audiences for like spreading your website out there. How would you like approach spreading your website out there?
Well, you would link your website on
Mm.
DeviantArt. Whenever you post something, you would link it in your bio on Instagram and, well, Facebook. I guess the best way is to use many social media sites
Mm.
and, well, put out your stuff daily or regularly, which is something I still don't do. But it would be the best course of action to do that regularly and,
Mm.
well, always put your website address in there. Or
Mm.
maybe, if you have a shop on your website, tell them that you sell prints or you offer maybe, what, I don't know, 10 or 15% off if they go to your website and buy from your shop. Yeah, just, well, marketing strategies.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of, I think Bobby Chow said it. I think. Um,
What?
I can't remember if it was him or someone else, but he said it's basically like bringing someone to your personal island. You're creating this website. You're bringing these
Yeah,
people into your personal island. Um, with ArtStation, it's its own island, or DeviantArt's its own island. So you're kind of on their island. So you're kind of building your own island. Um,
yeah, yeah. You tell them come to my island.
yeah. Oh, there were. Sorry. It reminds me, back in when I was doing course, how we had these, like discs all together, and we'd call them like little islands. So we'd have our little islands, and throughout the weeks and the months we were there, um, I kept on losing people on my island because they'd even most of them were off sick, or they just finished course or something like that. Eventually, at the end of it, in my little island, I have one other person, and we all had fun like naming our islands. I can't remember what the island names were, but we always, we had a very interesting environment,
Hmm.
that, yeah, I think was very helpful. It's great to kind of grow with a lot of people, and through we started off with like maybe 20, 30 people, and eventually ended the course with like 8 people at the end of the course.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is, it's interesting who actually stays and who goes. Um, I mean, here in New Zealand, there's a lot of people doing different courses, um, and yeah, some of them don't know if they what they want to do. Um, Others like really do know what they want to do, and this is where they want to go. It's interesting to see those variety of people. Um,
Yeah,
have you?
and
Oh, you did that. Have Was that your only study, that 9 months?
yeah, it was. Well, I was before studying in Germany in my city, and it was a program where after 2 years of studying in Germany, you could make a top up program, an upgrade, where you go to Ireland or England was also an option, and you can make your bachelor degree in, well, 2 semesters, 9 months.
Mm.
So I did that with 4 other students, but yeah, as you already said, some drop out. So eventually, just me and one other guy made the degree. The others,
Jeez. Yeah, yeah.
they f- they failed the degree and didn't bother to repeat it.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be discouraging, like when you fail, and things like that. And yeah, sometimes other things get in the way, like, finances and, um, yeah, things like that.
Yeah, we had to come back to Ireland. If you failed, I mean, if you failed, you were, well, kind of done,
Hmm.
and had to get back home to Germany. And then a couple months later, we could repeat it. So that was also a thing that they didn't really want to do, get back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that'd be a little annoying, moving place to place to, try and finish. Um, did you, when you moved there, did you find a place or?
When I moved to Ireland, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. It was a little bit hard. We still hadn't found a place at the time when we were already flying over there. So we were kind of homeless for 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
we used Airbnb, and we also tried a hostel one night. We didn't even finish the night. It was, oh my God. We were in a room with men and women because we were a group of 2 boys, 2 girls, and we wanted to stay together. So we used a mixed room,
Hmm.
and we had very loud snoring men in the room, loudly snoring men. So we couldn't even finish the night, and we left the hostel about at 4 a.m. in the morning and found another Airbnb.
Hmm.
And well, after 2 weeks, we finally found a nice little house that we could stay in.
Hmm.
But well, it was very expensive. But luckily, we could divide it by four.
Yeah. Um, I mean, yeah, it is hard because when I was, gonna move to Wanganui, it was like, oh my gosh, I can't even find a place here in Palmerston. Um,
Mm,
when I was moving to my course place. But my uncle was living there, so eventually I just moved in with him, which was really awesome.
yeah, that's really convenient.
Yeah, so that was the option for me. Um,
Yeah,
if I had gone somewhere further, um, it would be way more expensive and things like that. Um, and yeah, a bit of a struggle, I guess.
yeah. Have you ever left New Zealand?
No, I haven't left New Zealand. I can hear myself. Yeah, I've never left New Zealand. I've only been in the North and the South Island. Um,
Mm.
I think I can hear you on your side.
I don't know. I have the stream muted.
Yeah. Okay. Um, but yeah, I've never left New Zealand. I mean, I plan to one day. You know. Um,
Mm.
I want to go somewhere like Canada. Um,
You're glitching out a little bit. I can't hear you.
oh, okay. Yeah, it might be the Discord at the moment. How's that?
Oh yeah. Wait a second. That might be my bad internet connection.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, I just stream on, I think it was Saturday morning, and because we're in different places, it happens. Sometimes I cut out things like that.
Yeah. Germany doesn't have the best internet connection.
Yeah, it's the same. I think apparently New Zealand's not the best. Is what I've heard. I mean, I don't know what other countries are like compared to New Zealand. I don't know a lot about internet. Um, but you know, we've got a pretty good um, internet connection for what we've got. You know what we pay for. Um,
Mm. Yeah, in Germany, it's really hard for those living in rural areas. I'm not quite rural. I'm more, well, suburban. I don't know how to describe it, but in comparison to Ireland, it is really, really bad still here. In
hmm,
Ireland, I didn't even need to buy or make a contract for my cell phone. I just had internet everywhere. When I was in the city, every shop had free Wi-Fi,
hmm,
and the bus had free Wi-Fi. I didn't even need to buy myself internet for the phone. And here in Germany, that's totally different.
hmm.
You do not have free internet basically anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe in McDonald's or something like that, you can
Hmm.
surf for an hour. Yeah, and in the countryside, internet connection is really bad always.
Yeah. It's the same here. You know, countryside obviously. Um, don't have the best connection. I mean, there's some places out there in the country that you can't even get any internet or things like that.
Oh yeah.
Um, but you know, everyone works around it. I mean, some people don't even want to use the net, so they do survive on that kind of environment. But yeah, I'd say like it's easy here. I would say to get internet. Like you could go to the library, get your free internet there. Go to like yeah, your places like McDonald's and things like that to get free Wi-Fi. Not you
Mm.
know, it's not everywhere and everywhere, but there's a lot of places around here that you can get like free access. Um, yeah, which is really cool. Um, hey, Jack Morris Straws, thanks for checking out this YouTube video. Shout out to you. um, yeah, so yeah, I do these streams every now and again. Awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, for this channel, I do streams. I do one on Tuesday on Twitch, and then I've got the YouTube ones. So the YouTube ones, I've got the weekly tips. I usually do those once a week, which is you know those are very interesting to do. I always have to like come up with an interesting um, idea each week, which keeps me going. You know,
Yeah, that's really impressive that you can do that.
yeah, it's challenging, but you know, I think it's worth it. You know, to come up with an idea every week. It's kind of like
Mm.
you know creating a piece every week or creating a painting every day
Yeah.
or something like that. Um, it yeah, this will appear on YouTube. This one. Um, but yeah, it's very challenging to come up with the idea. Sometimes I have like ideas for weeks, you know. Um, I can just
That's good.
but other times it's like I don't know what I'm gonna do this week. Oh god, it's like Tuesday night. I need to get the video up, like recorded and everything. I'm like what do I do? And then, but it's because it's only like 5 minutes video. I don't have to stress out so much. If it was like one of these streams, then it would be a bit more, um,
Mm.
you know, to freak out about. Um, but these weekly streams that I do with artists like you and um, is challenging as well because you know I've got to sometimes find the artist to talk to. Um, I've got to have the 45 minutes of the painting behind in the background
Mm.
going on, um, and yeah, I've just got to keep that up and keep on going. So it's always you know challenging, um, especially with like you know dealing with time zones as well. That's an interesting battle. Have you spoken to many people around the world? Like, yeah.
No, not really. Mainly German people. I mean,
Yeah.
I occasionally talk to people outside my country, but I haven't really talked or streamed with other people around the world.
Hmm.
It's cool though, and you were very determined to do all this.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting to talk to people from other sides of the world. Um,
Definitely.
Especially when, they're waking up when you're pretty much going to bed. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I just woke up a couple of minutes before the stream.
Yeah, exactly. It works out, which is really cool. It's interesting. I was actually like watching a few videos a little while back about, if we all had like the same time zone. Um,
Oh, yeah, that would be insane, I think.
yeah, it's like, we would all have the same, universal time.
Yeah,
Um, but that would be like confusing as well because, um, you wouldn't have sunny. It wouldn't be sunny where you are, at the
yeah,
same
true.
time. It would look like nighttime where you are, but in the time zone it would be like 9 a.m. and it'd be like what, you know.
Yeah,
So I
that
mean,
would be weird.
yeah. um, hmm. So have you've tried a few mediums here and there? What what mediums have you tried?
I tried, well, watercolors, digital media. I also tried acrylics many years ago and didn't really like it. Occasionally, I try colored pencils. I didn't really do much with them for the last years, but I picked them up a couple weeks ago again. And ink, pen, I guess I didn't try oil yet,
Hmm.
but other than that, I guess well, gouache. There's also gouache. I also tried gouache. It's very
Awesome.
similar to watercolors.
Yeah. Yeah. Gouache is fun. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting. It's like first time using it, I was just like, "Is this watercolor?" Or you can also use it like I feel like I can use it as a acrylic per se. It's like painting with acrylic sometimes. Um,
yeah. The nice thing is you can re-wet it, and it's not immediately gone as soon as it is dry.
yeah, I think that's the what kind of attracts me to it, to using it, is because there's that capability of layering and keeping on painting on top and changing things, um, unlike the other mediums like with just watercolor alone. You know.
Yes, I think gouache is also what they use in traditional animation, like animes, old animes. These were all done with some kind of gouache. I think it's called poster color in Japan, but it's basically gouache.
Hmm. Awesome. Well, that sounds cool. Yeah. You know. Yeah, I've tried oils. Oils were kind of nightmarish for me. I mean, I think I did a pretty good painting with it, but yeah, it was just getting rid of the actual oils off the brushes and that kind of thing. And the
Yeah, I think it's really sticky, right? And
mm,
it takes such a long time to dry.
yeah, yeah, it does. Um, but yeah, you got that long dry time, so you can drop it for half an hour if you need to on that area, and then go back into it um, and keep working at it, which is quite
Yeah,
cool to do as well. I think that was the main, kind of with oils. That was the thing for me, is that it took so long to dry. So when I was going in and fixing things up, things would blend nicely and things like that. Which is it's very interesting to use. I did birds with it. It wasn't fully oil. I had like acrylics as well in that painting. Um, yeah. But
Yeah, I remember about 10 years ago, my mom tried using oil for one painting, and it took days to dry, so we just never touched it again.
yeah, it's sometimes it's not for everyone. But it can be a lot of fun. Yeah, but I learned something from it, and that's the thing. You learn something new from every medium you try. Sometimes, um, yeah.
Yeah, I still enjoy watching oil artists on YouTube, for example. It's really cool what they can do.
Hmm.
But I stick to digital and watercolor.
Awesome. Is it just because it's the most easiest for you, or what you
Well,
enjoy?
it's also what I have available.
Hmm.
I mean, art supplies are also very expensive.
Yeah.
And yeah, it already took quite some time for me to get comfortable with watercolors. I really didn't like watercolors in the but I had to use them in school. And when I came back to them after already being finished with, I kind of learned to appreciate watercolors.
Hmm. Yeah. Um.
There's also, if you don't use the right paper, it's already really frustrating, and you can't really get forward with quality. And then in the end, it's just because you're using bad quality paper.
Hmm. Yeah. With watercolor, there's like some interesting papers to use. Like there was like toothy paper. Um. Whether you want like hard pressed or soft press. Um. Hmm. Awesome. Yeah, so I feel like it takes a while to set up with watercolor though. Depending on what you're
Oh,
doing.
well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, all you need is a glass of water and your brushes and your colors and a piece of paper.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I don't really know, but I think when you draw in oil, you also have to kind of prepare your canvas in a
Hmm.
way, and there are kind of substances you could use. I mean, I think it's called liquid to achieve different effects. And well, with watercolor, I just use colors and water and slap it on the paper.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's that whole technique of like wetting a whole piece of paper and putting the gum strips onto wood. Um,
Yeah,
hmm. Which I mean, it depends on what you're doing, because was gonna get like taught how to
yeah,
do
it's
that kind of
always
thing. Yeah.
hard if you do
So what was that?
paper. You still there, or is the internet connection dead now?
It gone.
Oh, it's red.
Hmm. That's the one.
Oh, I can hear you again.
Hmm. It does. Yeah, it's a little bit cutty, but yeah, it's all good. But you're saying about you're preparing it or something.
Oh, I can't hear you right now. It's really
Oh yeah. Can you still hear me now? Was it too glitchy? I think. Um. But yeah, was a YouTube video that I do once a week. Either with
okay. It
myself
died right now, but
or with an artist. Um. And yeah, I've had Kylie in today, which has been awesome to chat with her. You still there?
Yeah, I'm back. It just died 1 second, but it got reconnected.
Awesome. Yeah, we're talking about preparing, like preparing the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna get like taught that per se, how to properly like prepare it, but because I was painting a frog at the time, it was quite detailed. She thought that
Mm.
it would be like a waste of time for me to do that because I wanted like all this detail in it, so it wasn't really gonna help with the piece. So yeah, it does depend with with watercolor. Um, yeah, it all depends on like what kind of paper and thing sometimes of what you're actually
Yeah.
painting. If you want something more detailed, or if you're
Hot press.
yeah, or if you're wanting just like a quick landscape painting, um, yeah, it it all depends. Yeah, it's been awesome chatting with you. Is there anything else you wanna say or ask?
No, I'm
No, awesome, great. Well, you can check out her work at deviantart.com/Khalliys. Um, yeah, thanks everyone for joining me today. Thank you, Kylie,
was
for joining me.
very fun talking with
Awesome. Yeah, everyone have a great one. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. Share it with your mates if you did like it as well. Um, yeah, just keep coming back. Thank you for coming in
Yeah,
today.
definitely do.
Awesome. We'll see you in the next videos. And everyone, yeah, have a good one. Bye.
Yeah.